Hi, this is Joseph. In this video, I'm going to talk about my guarantee policy and another question that I get, which is, do I offer a monthly version or a monthly subscription version of my trade copier service? This is my sign up page. If you go to the home page of my website, you scroll down to the bottom and you'll see a tab that reads sign up. And this is what the sign up page looks like if you haven't seen it already. So what I want to talk to you about is the two plans that I offer. The question is, do I offer a monthly subscription? And I used to do that a while back, but that isn't enough for people to really get a good feel of whether or not they're going to get a cash payout. Let me explain. So most of the evaluations or the funded challenges that we talk about with these companies, they either have a specified number of days, like 30 days. They'll say you have to pass phase one by 30 days, phase two within the next 30 days, something like that. I don't like using those companies because there are many other options out there and many other funding companies that do not have a time limit as far as how long it takes for you to hit their target, whatever that target is. Some of them have an evaluation target of 8% and then 5%. Others it's just 10%. It varies with company to company, but I like the companies that do not have any time limit. And you've probably heard this before. The primary reason is that it's very difficult, I think, for traders who already struggle and don't, really have a proven trading system. They're already sort of testing their abilities with these funded challenges, and then they're under that pressure to try to hurry up and finish the whole thing in 30 days. So then they start using excessive leverage. And if you use excessive leverage, well, we all know where that ends up. It's just a matter of time before you get hit with a really big loss, and that could compound. If you have 1, 2, or 3 trades in a row that are losses, normally if you're using regular, conservative lot size, you could recover from that. But if you're using excessive lot size, it'll probably wipe you out. It'll probably end up disqualifying you from the challenge. And you don't want to do that because you're spending a lot of money with these funding companies. I mean, I think it's Lark Funding, their $500,000 account is $3,500. That's a lot of money. That's a big investment. And you don't want to blow that up. You want somebody who's going to consistently trade it for you, but you have to understand lot size and understand that you shouldn't approach this trying to pass in 1 or 2 trades. I see way too many videos on YouTube where people are talking about passing in 1 or 2 trades or 1 or 2 weeks. Yes, it is possible, but you can't keep that pace up for very long. And I'm not going to get into the details about how long I've been trading. You've heard it before. I've said it in my other videos because I want you to know that you're working with, somebody who knows what they're doing. That's the reason why I say how many years I've got experience. But still, I mean, I could be trading for 22 years and be using excessive leverage. I mean, there are some people out there that have been trading for 10 years and they don't really learn much. They just tend to repeat the same things that they've always done and they always get the same results. That's not what I do. And that's a bad way to do anything. Like, you're never going to achieve, expert status if you have that approach. So keep in mind that everything that I've experienced and what I've learned through trading and working with these funding companies is that, number one, you're going to be spending a lot of money to buy a funded challenge and you want to pass it. You don't want to waste your money on the funded challenge and then hire somebody like me to use my trade copier and then have me blow it up, right? You don't want to do that. There's a lot of guys out there that say that they'll pass for you and then they blow it up. So you don't want that, number one. Number two, a lot of them do try to pass within 1 or 2 trades. So they have this mathematical strategy, and that's not how to trade consistently. I have been living off of my trading efforts for 22 years, and that required me to learn how to cut back. When I first started trading in 2000, I started using excessive leverage. I actually blew up 2 trading accounts. They were small, and then I funded it with a lot of money because I sold a business before I got into trading. And that's when I had to play it smart. Like, I had to really start thinking about what I was doing. And it is a long-term growth. You have to realize that if you get a funded account, whether it's a 100K account, a 250K account, or a 500K account, you could potentially be earning $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month. That could take care of you and your family. And you want that money to come in as long as humanly possible, as long as that funding company is willing to dish it out and give you your payout every month, and as long as you can find somebody who could consistently trade for you profitably and not blow up the account. Now, I am trading my own account every time I execute a trade for this trade copier service. Every time I execute a trade, you can count on the fact that I'm executing a trade in a funded account for myself. I don't want to blow that account up. I paid the same amount of money that you will be paying for any one of those funded accounts. And I don't want to lose that money. That would be reckless, right? That wouldn't make any sense. I've been doing this far too long. And I'm trying to acquire as many funding accounts as I possibly can and then link them to my trade copier as long as the funding company allows the use of the trade copier. That way, I increase my cash payouts every month and it keeps growing incrementally. So I'm conservative, but I'm not, and I'm aggressive, but not reckless. Aggressive meaning that I show up every day. I'm realistic about the price action and the activity that I see. I know when it's likely to trend and break out for the day and when it's probably going to be moving sideways and it's time to stop trading for the day. I'm very, very careful. I'm not going to blow up your trading account, but I'm counting on you to know what lot size you want to use so that you don't use excessive leverage trying to pass in 1 or 2 trades. It's important that you realize that because you will be controlling the lot size inside of my trade copier. You will be setting it up. So you need to know what lot size is appropriate. Now, I recommend using conservative. I recommend starting off slow. So I usually tell my trade copier subscribers, I'll tell them, start off with like a 0.1 or a 0.2 or whatever it is based on the size of the trading account. Start off really small on the first 1 or 2 or 3 trades. Let it run for a couple of days. Let me execute some trades, and then you can take a look at the profit earned on each one of those trades based on the lot size that you used. And then you can do the math. You can see if you can increase it. Now, most people that use my trade copier, they will use about a 1% risk on every trade. So if you let the trade copier execute a few trades with small lot size, you can calculate what you're earning per point, and then you can increase the lot size appropriately so that you're not overexposing capital. And then that way, if I take like the worst case scenario, I've always told everybody that on the US 30, the largest stop loss is going to be right around 100 points. So let's just say it's 120, maybe with a little bit of slippage or something. So you can factor in, if I take, worst case scenario, if I take a loss and it's a 120 point loss on US 30, you don't want to exceed 1% of your total account balance. And that will tell you what lot size to use. But you have to let the trade copier execute a few trades at a certain lot size so you can test it. So that's why I recommend start off slow. Start off with a small lot size. But you can change the lot size anytime you want, any time of the day. Like you just log right in and you change it. It's really, really, really easy to do. You can change it at any time. There's no one will stop you. I can't stop you. I can't control what you can do on the trade copier as far as lot size. It's up to you. So you're good. But I want you to understand that we're not trying to pass the funding evaluations. If by chance we pass a funded evaluation in 2 weeks, then that's because the market's giving us the opportunity. I have done that, but I don't do that every single time. That's what I want you to know. I know I have videos on my website. Back when I made those videos, the markets were moving. US 30 was moving a lot more than it was in a single day, and it was trending for more days out of the week or a month than it is or it was over the summer. And it gets like that. We go through cycles. So be prepared for that there are going to be better months and there's going to be slightly slower months. But I will not blow up your trading account. I don't blow up trading accounts because, number one, I'm patient. I'm conservative. I know that this is a long-term thing. I need to count on my income every month. And I know you do too. You want to count on that income every single month. So the other thing that I'm doing is using fair leverage. Like I calculate what lot size would be a 1% loss if the worst case happened on a trade and I had a loss. So that's what you want to do. You want to approach this from a very methodical way. So my guarantee is that I will pass your funded challenge and I will achieve the evaluation target of 10%. Now that's provided that you're using the same company that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about FTMO. They're a little bit different, and MyForex Fund is different, things like that. So I'm talking about, for example, Lark Funding. And I know I keep saying Lark Funding in all of my videos, but I'm very comfortable with Lark Funding. That's the reason I keep promoting them or talking about them. I'm not an affiliate. I do not get any kickback or anything like that from them. I just trust them. I know they pay out, and I know they accept U.S. clients. That's one of the things that I was hearing a while ago. That's not even an issue. They accept clients in almost every country. You can go to Lark Funding and ask them questions, but I know that they allow the use of a trade copier to copy my trades. and they will not interfere and they will not disqualify you if they know that you're using a trade copier. And that's what you want. If you're not consistently earning profits, but you need this money, you want to count on this money. This is an investment for you, I'm sure, for a lot of you. So you need to think about it in these terms. Number one, don't risk your money. Like, don't expose it to high leverage. And then if I have a loss, even if it's a 50-point loss, I've seen some people use leverage that's so high that a 50-point loss almost wipes them out. Like, that's ridiculous. That should not be happening. You want to make sure that you calculate so that if the worst case happens, it's not going to go anywhere near or exceed 1%. That way, I stay away from the drawdown. That's what I do with my account. I stay far away from the daily maximum drawdown. I don't go anywhere near it. I'm very, very careful. And if I have 2 losing trades in a day, chances are I'm going to stop trading for the day and I'll wait for everything to reset the following day. I do not test this or push the boundaries like this in a reckless manner, I should say. So please be aware. My guarantee just simply states that I will pass your funded challenge. I will hit the 10% target as long as it's within reason and you're not using excessive lot sizing, or you're not using a company that says, hey, you got to get it all done by 30 days. Don't use a company like that. Don't do that, because the markets will change. Some months we'll pass it in just 2 to 3 weeks. Other months we might hit the 10% target in 40 days. It really depends on the market activity. No one can tell you that they can do it in a set number of time or set number of days or weeks. You can try. Like I said, I have done it, but it's not something that I can do consistently. So please keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind.